There's a version of you that exists 3 days from now, and I need you to meet them before we go any further. It's Friday night. You're scrolling Amazon. You find a portable blender, not just any blender, one with a USB-C port and 17 five-star reviews. You don't need a portable blender. You have never once in your life thought, I wish I could blend something right now, in this parking lot. But the reviews are glowing. The price is reasonable. Your thumb hovers over buy now. Here's what happens next. You buy it. Tuesday rolls around. A box arrives. You open it. Feel a tiny pulse of joy. Put it on your kitchen counter and then never touch it again. 6 months later, you find it behind the air fryer and think, oh yeah, that thing. This moment, the gap between who you are on Friday night and who you are on Tuesday morning, is where all your money disappears. And today, I'm going to show you 7 boring tricks that close that gap. Tricks so simple, they feel like cheating. Tricks so effective, your brain will resist them. And here's the best part. None of them involve spreadsheets, sacrifice, or giving up the things you actually love. Let's start with the one that sounds fake, but isn't. The 48-hour cart jail. Every time you want to buy something that isn't food, rent, or an emergency, put it in your cart, then close the app. That's it. You're not saying no. You're saying, ask me again in 2 days. Here's why this works. Your brain has 2 decision-making systems. One is fast and emotional. It wants the blender now because the blender will definitely change your life. The other is slow and rational. It knows you already own a blender and you used it once in 2019 to make a smoothie that tasted like grass. The fast system wins almost every time because it fires first. But if you create a 48-hour gap, the slow system gets a turn. And the slow system almost never wants the portable blender. This trick alone saves the average person between $100 and $300 a month. Not because they have iron willpower, because they outsourced willpower to time. Time is the cheapest employee you'll ever hire, and it never calls in sick. Now let's talk about the one that feels like actual theft, but from yourself, which is somehow allowed, the roundup heist. Every time you spend money, round up to the nearest dollar, or the nearest $5 if you're feeling ambitious, and move the difference to savings. Coffee costs $4.25. You spent $5. $2.50 goes to a savings account you named something dramatic like Do Not Touch or Future Me's Revenge Fund. This works because your brain doesn't register. Microtransactions as real spending. 75 cents? That's not money. That's a rounding error. But do that 40 times a month, and suddenly you've saved $30 without ever feeling it. You cannot negotiate with your own psychology, but you can sneak past it while it's distracted by the thing you actually bought. Now, here's one that turns your local grocery store into a heist scene. The perimeter rule. Walk into any supermarket and look at the layout. What's around the edges? Produce, meat, dairy, bread, actual food. What's in the aisles? Processed everything, priced at a premium, engineered to make you grab it. The middle of the grocery store is not a grocery store. It's a trap designed by people with psychology degrees and profit targets. So, here's the rule. 80% of your cart comes from the perimeter. The aisles are for specific items on a list, not browsing. You know how you go in for milk and come out with artisanal crackers and a candle that smells like Weekend in the Hamptons? That's not an accident. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry that studied your walking patterns. Fight back by walking in a rectangle. Now, let's weaponize your calendar. No spend weekdays. Monday through Thursday, you spend $0 on non-essentials. No takeout, no Amazon. No, just a quick browse at Target that somehow costs $87. 4 days a week, you're off the grid. Here's what happens when you try this. Monday is easy. You're still riding weekend momentum. Tuesday gets harder. By Wednesday afternoon, your brain starts negotiating. But I had a hard day. But it's only $6. But I deserve this. This is the exact moment the habit forms. Because when you push through Wednesday, Thursday feels like victory. And by Friday, you've gone 4 full days without impulse spending, and you realize you didn't miss anything. The things you wanted on Wednesday, you can't even remember them. Now for the one that sounds like math class but is actually a superpower. The price per use calculator. Before you buy anything non-essential, ask one question. How many times will I actually use this? Then divide. That $80 jacket you'll wear twice? $40 per wear. That $40 hoodie you'll live in all winter? Pennies per wear. The expensive thing is not the expensive thing. The expensive thing is the thing you never use. This reframe changes everything because it shifts you from, is this a good deal, to, is this a good deal for me? A clearance rack dress you wear once is more expensive than a full-price coat you wear for 5 years. The price tag lies. The per-use number tells the truth. Now, the one that requires you to play hide-and-seek with your own money. The invisible bank account. Open a savings account at a different bank than your checking account. Set up an automatic transfer for payday. Delete the app. Remove it from your banking dashboard. The money exists, but you can't see it, which means you can't spend it. This is not a budgeting trick. This is a visibility trick. Your brain spends what it sees. If your checking account says $800, you feel like you have $800, even if $400 of that is supposed to be for rent. The solution isn't more willpower. It's making the money invisible. What you can't see, you can't sabotage. And finally, the best one. The one that's going to save you more money than all the others combined. The Subscription Exorcism. Open your banking app right now. Count every subscription, the streaming service you forgot about, the app you downloaded for a free trial in March, the gym membership, the other gym membership because you didn't like the first gym, the meal kit you were definitely going to use, the premium version of an app whose free version was perfectly fine. Most people discover they're bleeding $40 to $80 a month. That's $500 to $1,000 a year for nothing, to receive nothing. Just a slow, silent drain that you authorized once and forgot about. Cancel 3 today. Not next week, today. You can always resubscribe. But I promise you, the feeling of clawing back $40 a month from companies you forgot you were paying is genuinely thrilling. It feels like finding money in a coat pocket, except the coat was on fire and the money was escaping in slow motion. Here's the thing. None of these tricks require you to earn more. None of them require you to give up the stuff you love. They just close the gap between Friday night, you, and Tuesday morning, you. Between the person who wants the portable blender and the person who already owns a perfectly good blender at home. Normal people stay broke because normal people trust their Friday night brain. You don't have to be normal. You just have to be 2 days more patient than your impulses. Start with the cart jail. It costs nothing. It takes no time. And it might just be the most boring and most effective money move you'll ever make.